All right, first up today, maybe you saw her story on the news this morning, heard it on the radio. It's a woman who desperately needs a new kidney. Her parents say she's literally running out of time. So to help save her life, they've chosen a rather unusual way to advertise for a living donor.
Please welcome this morning Jessica Wickersheimer, the young woman who is waiting for her 4th kidney transplant. And this is her husband, Jason. Thank you so much for being on.
Yeah, thanks for being here, you guys.
Morning.
And I can't even imagine, you know, your story. You've gone through, this would be your 4th transplant. And this has been a lifelong story for you. So tell people a little bit about how this all started.
I was diagnosed with diabetes at 9 years old. And it was a rough road since. You know, doing 4 to 5 shots a day and checking my blood sugars constantly to up to when I was 21 years old. I lost my eyesight completely. I had to get surgery to bring it back. And then my first transplant was in 2003. I had a pancreas transplant, and that only lasted for a little while, and it rejected.
You had to have it removed in 2005.
Yes, yep. I got pancreatitis, and they removed it, and then I ended up getting another transplant. They wanted me to get a kidney and a pancreas at that time, and I got one I transplant in 2009.
The double transplant.
Double transplant, a kidney and pancreas. That lasted for a while, but then I had complications and both organs rejected. I ended up on dialysis at home and in the hospital on hemodialysis.
Wow.
You had your best friend move in at the time.
I did, yes.
To help you with all of the things that you had to do, 11 hours a night of this dialysis, this home type that you were doing.
Yeah, it was, peritoneal. It was through my stomach. And Jill moved in, and she helped me with everything.
That brings you to 2013 when you had your 3rd transplant. And what happened there?
It was Labor Day weekend. I was helping a friend, and me and Jill were together, and we got the phone call in the morning, and we rushed to the hospital, and I got a kidney and a pancreas once again. My pancreas is still doing perfect.
Great.
Amazingly. But my kidney in 2014 took a hit. I had a reaction to my blood, and it shut it down. I ended up back on dialysis for about 9 months, and I got a little bit of function back, but now it's to the point where it's failing. They relisted me a year ago on my birthday.
List.
Yep, on my birthday. And it's been a year since, and now it's kind of.
And it's hard because you're O negative.
I am.
And so that's rare, obviously.
Very rare. And I can only receive O negative, unfortunately.
So you've seen Jessica on a billboard. That's what she's been doing, this unusual type of advertising. You've decided, hey, I'm on this list. It can be, what, 5, 6 years before you may be chosen, or how long?
Yeah, on the list, they say about 5, 6 years.
5, 6 years before she receives a kidney, but she needs it within a year?
Yeah, my arteries are hardening, so I'll be inoperable probably within a year.
So the billboard, how did this idea come about? Jason, were you part of this? Did you guys sit around one day and decide, hey, we need to do something, we need to do it now?
It was a push from family, friends, everyone. We all collaborated and met Mike from Lamar, and he pretty much gave us the outline of it, and Jessica and her friend put it all together and came up with the slogan, and here we are today.
Yeah, share your spare.
Yeah. And have you gotten, what kind of response have you gotten thus far? Have you had people calling? And
oh yeah, ever since, like within 4 hours of them going up, our phones haven't stopped ringing, and emails, Facebook posts,
So what does that mean for you? Because people are going to say, okay, if you're getting all this response, does that mean you've found a donor? Do you have a kidney yet? And what do you need still? Do you still need somebody to match? And how do you find out if they're a match? So many questions, right?
I do. It's helpful for anybody that's willing to be a donor to call and just see if they're, can get tested.
Because what has to match? Is it just that they have to be O negative, or are there more factors that play here?
Once they see if they're O negative, then the testing goes on to blood or you know, tissue typing and antibodies in your blood, and there's a lot of different kind of, you know, aspects of it. But I'm hoping that a lot of people call, the more the better.
Yeah,
it's
because
like a needle
it's
in a
so
haystack.
specific.
Yeah.
Family members tested, I assume.
Yeah, and I have no siblings, so it's just, you know, hard to.
And you have 2 young children,
Yep,
too.
stepchildren. Yeah.
So yeah, so you know they're watching you go through this fight and
Yep.
really hoping that someone tests positive for you.
Yes.
So yeah, there they are on the news set. There are the stepkids. Wave you guys sitting at the news desk. I mean, this is a big deal. You know, a lot of people say, okay, there's this billboard out. What's going on? This is life or death to you, and that's something that, you know, as a family member, as you yourself going through this, do you feel optimistic? Do you think we're going to find someone here? I mean, how difficult is it to truly find a living match? Because the donor list, you're on for those who are not living, right? So this is about finding somebody who is living, willing to give their kidney, because we don't need both. Is that the thing?
Right.
We only need one.
You can live with one, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
And the process, so they'll have to go through that, type it out, and how can they get a hold of you?
They can call I have a website.
Okay, we'll give that.
Okay.
We'll give
and
all that so
my
they can just
info's
contact
on there.
you.
Absolutely, yep. I have an email on there, share your spare. I think it's O-negative at Gmail.
And it's just a simple blood test.
To start.
It's a
To
simple
start.
phone call, yep. Just a call and they'll test your blood and take it from there.
All right. If you want to save a life, here's how you can do that. Get in contact with Jessica. It's the Living Kidney Donor Team. It's 414-805-0310. ShareYourSpare.life. You've seen her billboard. She's running out of time. She needs you to step up. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you for coming.
Keep us updated.